You thought you could just go on Twitter, be this guru overnight. Nah, man, you gotta put the work in, baby. You gotta study, partner. You gotta take some bumps and bruises, man.
So I'm Dan. I founded TrendSpider about 7 years ago. So we're kind of getting old in startup world. And I built it because I was a trader, right? I was actually I remember an exact moment the idea popped up because it was like 2 a.m. and I was sitting around trading futures, right, getting creamed. It was like the Europe Open. And I'm wondering, why the hell am I doing all of this work by hand? Like I made a lot of analysis errors. Like my biases get in the way, right? All the normal stuff that traders do. At my other business at the time, we were cloud before cloud was a buzzword. So like we were deploying servers by pushing buttons with like precision and custom hardware and software. It was really automated. And I was sitting there wondering, like, my trading life is nothing like my infrastructure life, right? Like in my investing life, I do everything by hand. And worse, I don't have like one tool I can use. I'm bouncing between TradingView and StockCharts.com and Cheddarflow and whatever, right? Like all these different products. And it sucked, right? So decided to try to make it better. My background is in startups, so TrendSpider is my fifth startup. I built and co-founded and sold 4 companies before this, so it's kind of my thing. And I didn't intend to commercialize it in the beginning. It was originally just meant to be like a selfish pursuit. Like, hey, I want my life to be better and be more profitable as a trader and spend less time staring at a million charts all day, right? And more time just placing my bets and going about life. So I decided to build it, and took a little while to find the right person to build the prototype. Ultimately met Russ. Russ is our CTO. I consider him a co-founder. He's been here since the very, very beginning. And Russ had spent his career at TradingView, at eSignal, at a bunch of trading tech firms. So he had the right skill set and the right experience to take this on. So we teamed up. And meanwhile, I was trying to sell my other business. It was called Single Hop at the time. And this was like, I feel like very late 2016 or early 2017. And Russ started working on the prototype for TrendSpider. And at the beginning, it was just a chart tool. So all it did was detect trend lines and you could pull up a symbol. It didn't even have real-time data. It was delayed. And I remember like having breakfast in Boston. We were about to go meet with our investors at Single Hop to pitch them on the idea of selling the company, right? And that very morning I got an email from Russ. He was like, "Hey, I built your prototype. Go check it out." So we met with investors, decided to sell the thing. I had a few months to kill, went at home and played with this thing, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is actually really good." And that was my first aha moment. The second one was, I'm probably not the only person who wants this, right? Like it was really cool to be able to just type in Apple and have trend lines identified on Apple and have them be pretty good lines, right? And in some cases, ones I wouldn't pick up on it myself. So we threw it up on the internet. We gave it a domain name. It was called Chart Calculator at the time, and tweeted about it a few times, and like 1,000 people signed up in a week. Right, it was free, so like they weren't putting any skin down, but it showed that there was interest, and we had to cut off free signups. So we did, and then we're like, this has legs, right? And this could maybe be a business that can become a sustainable, like long-term company. It might be something that could make life better for a lot of traders, kind of level the playing field, so to speak. Because by then I had gotten to know a lot of like institutional traders. I'm in Chicago, so there's a ton of funds here, right? And just chilling with them and talking to them, I was realizing that they trade so different than I do, right? Like they have a data advantage, they have a resource advantage, they have a decision-making advantage, right? They have human capital that I don't have, right? They have all the resources they need, and I have none, right? And I'm deluding myself into thinking that I know how to trade when, whether I know or not doesn't matter because I'm outgunned. So we spent a while finalizing things, adding the basics, user logins, watch lists, some basic alerts, line charts, right? The stuff, the like table stakes shit that you just have to have. And we launched it in March of 2018. That was we launched TrendSpider 7 days after Single Hop got acquired, so I took no breaks. And I had to promise my wife at the time that TrendSpider would be my last startup, right? So I don't think there's another inning for me after this one. And it kind of took off. I was very surprised. I estimated our chances of success at the onset to be under 50%. Right, we were up against some very entrenched big players. Right, like on one hand, retail, you got TradingView, $2 billion company, right, 1.5 million paying subs. And the other end of the spectrum, you got Bloomberg, right, $100 billion business, right, like millions of paying subs too. So we didn't think that this would work, but we felt like we had to try. So it did work though, right? Like we got a lot of people signing up almost immediately, and we listened to a lot of their feedback and kept building. And we managed to build this business without any VC money, which is incredible, right? TrendSpider is entirely funded by our customers, and we keep building cool stuff. So today, fast forward 7 years, give or take, TrendSpider is much closer to a Bloomberg than a TradingView. It's meant to be an all-in-one, comprehensive, everything in one place, everything just works together, full-featured terminal. You can do research in it, you can identify ideas, you can find outliers, you can automate analysis, you can automate trades and actually create bots without writing code. Late last year, so we're almost a year in, like last August or so, we hit what we call full roadmap, right? So that means everything we set out to 7 years before, or 6 years at the time, we finally finised.
Was
so
there a party?
Yeah, so no, we just made a new roadmap. But it was a bit of a party. We did definitely.
Job's not done.
Yeah, it was done, and then we made it not done again.